Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Japheth Johnson, and welcome to Blockchain for All 2023 once more. Thank you, everyone, for all the time you have spent watching our videos. For all our viewers that have been following up with the live events since the inception, we want to really appreciate every one of you. We have been seeing your effort, we have been seeing your comments, we have been seeing how you have been sharing the videos to your communities, and we really so appreciate it. Thank you very much to our sponsors, the Conta Hebron Academy. We say thank you very much for all you have done. Benny Agro, thank you for all you have done to make sure that this program this year is well equipped and is reaching out to a lot of Nigerians. Thank you for all our speakers that have been on the show from the beginning. You have done a lot. You have done a lot, and our community are thanking you for all you have done. So today is another wonderful day, and we're going to have a wonderful speaker with us. He's someone that I respect so much in the industry. He's a coach. He's a mentor to me. He has helped a lot of Nigerians help understand how to navigate around the blockchain and the crypto space. He has helped so many business startups because I think he has so much passion for business startup in Nigeria to see how they will be able to grow. This person is a wonderful person. But I will just have to make the introduction very short because of our time, and we have a lot of things to cover today. He's a business growth expert. He's a certified life coach, a blockchain product consultant. He holds an MBA in business administration from prestigious Ascensia Business School in Dubai. And he has over 10 years of experience in personal development, cryptocurrency, and so many fields that has to do with business development. He has passion to see how African youth will be able to grow and be able to become productive in Africa and the world at large. Welcome, join me as we welcome our wonderful guest for today, and he's no other person than Dr. Talle. Dr. Talle, good evening. Welcome to Blockchain for All 2023.
Hi.
We're so excited to
Thank you
have
so
you.
much, Mr. Jaffet.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Talle. We are really happy to have you on the platform this year.
Thank you
Blockchain
for
for All.
having me. I'm excited to be
Yes.
here.
So welcome, please, Dr. Talle. You can do maybe a basic introduction. I might not have done a lot in the introduction, but we're going to share more of your profile as we continue with the program. So welcome, Dr. Talle.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jaffet. Excited to be here. I must say a big thank you to you. You're doing an amazing work at Hebron Academy. This is a great way to grow. So thank you for your impact and service to humanity. Thank you once again.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Talle. Today it's going to be an awesome time. A lot of people in the community have been waiting for this day. So it's really special to us to have you, for you to be able to create this time to share your wealth of experience. It's not something we take for granted. So we have left a lot of things that we're doing. We have to leave it because it's priceless to have you on the show today. So today, Dr. Talle will be talking on a wonderful topic, and a lot of us can't wait to learn from what he knows because you actually have to ride on the shoulders of mentors to go far in life. So Dr. Talle is coming to do justice to that, and he'll be talking on the topic understanding the benefits and challenges of blockchain adoption in Africa. You are someone I've seen travel around the world. I've seen you consult for several companies. You have seen how the challenges are here and challenges out there, and you are seeing how governments and how industries are taking up this challenge to solve the solution. So this is just the best topic I feel you'll be able to give us a good understanding because so many of us are young in this industry. So many of us are coming up with solutions, with ideas, but at the same time we are facing a lot of challenges, and I feel you're in a good position to give us a lot of ideas on how to navigate around this challenge. So Dr. Talle will be going on with the presentation. And please, if you're watching live, kindly share this link to your friends. We'll be sharing the link to several communities in the next few minutes. Kindly ask your questions from the comment section. You might be watching from Dr. Talle's social media handles or from my own social media handle. Kindly ask your questions. This is the best time, this is the free moment because it's already sponsored. So ask Dr. Talle any question you want. A lot of us are going to use the opportunity to ask questions because any other question outside here, you might pay for consultation. So we'll use this opportunity, ask your question, and Dr. Tali will do well to answer it. He will be taking his presentation for the next 25 minutes. So we have the remaining 35 to 40 minutes for question and answer. So welcome, Dr. Tali, and it's over to you.
Thank you once again, Mr. Japheth. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, quickly now, just a bit about me. I know I'm not always jumping on here to do live chats, but Hebron Academy called, so we had to come on here. So if you just getting to see me on a live chat like this or a live conversation like this, so my name is Talle Davidson, and I'm excited to be the facilitator on tonight's conversation. So briefly about me, I'm a certified life coach, speaker, a blockchain product consultant, and a gold member of the International Blockchain Council, and I'm also a Mara Associate Consultant, founder of Crypto Elite, actually, you can see. Okay, so let's make some progress. Our conversation today is basically understanding blockchain technology and the benefits, the challenges, because everything that has benefits will definitely have challenges. First of all, we must understand that we cannot really explain every of these benefits and challenges in 20 minutes, but I'm going to do my best to initiate this conversation and ensure that we open the door for you to have better understanding of what this technology is about. It's really, really amazing that a lot of young people are finding their place here. People who are already skilled in the Web2 space are finding ways and means to become relevant, to participate, and plug into the activities that are going on in the Web3 ecosystem, which is the blockchain and crypto ecosystem. So I'm just going to do a quick expose just for the benefits of those who might not even understand what we are doing. This is a quick introduction to blockchain technology, right? Now, blockchain technology, this is a revolutionary approach to storing, transmitting, and managing data across the globe. And this technology has the potential to transform various industries. Right? The term blockchain refers to the fact that transactions are recorded in blocks that are linked together through cryptography to form a chain. And if you do more research on these, you're going to figure out that this technology has been in existence, but a particular invention made it more famous, which is a protocol and an application that we all know as Bitcoin. And Bitcoin essentially made blockchain technology pretty famous, right? So let's go a bit deeper. It's a decentralized database. I like to use the word public ledger. And most times, when you use that analogy of a ledger of an accounting book to explain blockchain, it makes more sense to people and basically creates a tamper-proof, transparent ledger that can be used to track transactions globally without the need for a central authority or for an intermediary. Right. So basically, I've just talked a bit about the history. Because of time, I'm just going to be jumping straight to some of the key components and architecture of the blockchain system. Right. The first thing is that it's a distributed ledger, an accounting book, like I said. The heart of blockchain ecosystem is the distributed ledger, which is a database, an accounting book that contains records of all transactions that have occurred on the same network, right? Now, this ledger or this accounting book is distributed across network of nodes, meaning that no single entity has complete control over it. Nobody has autonomy. Nobody has complete ownership of this ledger because they are linked through cryptography, irrespective of the location of these blocks, right? All right, let's make some progress. So the second very important component of this technology is that it has what we call the consensus mechanism. And consensus is a very powerful parameter, in our world today. I mean, if someone likes you and a group of persons like you and they agree to favor you, you can be sure that you're favored. And that same component is what happens and what applies in the blockchain ecosystem. In order to ensure that ledger remains secure, ledger remains trustworthy, and ledger remains transparent. The blockchain systems, right? The blockchain system typically use a consensus mechanism, which is a set of rules and algorithms that dictate how transactions are validated and added to the ledger. Now, this consensus mechanism have different levels of security and efficiency. And to a large extent, some of the most commonly used consensus that we know, we have the proof of work, we have the proof of stake, and the delegated proof of stake. There are quite lots of them, but these are just to mention for you to understand the basics, right? So let's make progress. The third component, I've spoken briefly about the distributed ledger, which is like an accounting book. Now, when I use the tech terminologies, I try to use the basic terminologies as well. Now, consensus mechanism speaks about unified agreements. And then the third key component is smart contracts, right? Smart contracts. Now, smart contracts are more like self-executing instructions, self-executing instructions that are programmed directly onto the blockchain. They allow for complex business processes to be automated and enforced in a secure and transparent manner, right? So let's move on quickly. I'm just trying to manage time. The fourth component of this technology is what I'm very fascinated about, cryptography. I remember in 2016, while I started my journey into the whole crypto ecosystem, this was the major thing that really got me. So the fact that blockchain systems rely heavily on cryptography to ensure the security and privacy of transaction, which makes the whole tech immutable, which makes data entry, which makes the consensus system, which makes the entire mechanism of transactions and ledger accountability a very, very immutable platform. It includes the use of public and private keys to authenticate users and verify transactions, as well as cryptographic hashes to link blocks in the ledger and prevent what we call tampering in the blockchain space. Now, the fifth key component of all of these is the individual computers and devices, which is nodes, what we call nodes. Nodes are basically individual computers or devices that make up the blockchain network. Now, this is what makes the entire blockchain system a democratized system. So remember, we talked about the fact that this has nothing to do with a centralized system. It is largely democratized, largely distributed, largely decentralized, right? And it is on this basis that individual computers owned by individual people, whether you're black or white, green stripes or whatever, you can connect and link to the network. They work together to validate transactions and maintain the integrity of that ledger. Now, with this technology, you can hardly find people cheating a system whereby the blockchain technology is deployed to trace and track transactions, right? So you want to make sure that you're finding ways and means to deploy this technology in your business if you are a budding and growing entrepreneur, right? There are several different types of nodes in the blockchain network, including full nodes, which store a complete copy of the ledger and all of that. I don't want to be too techy in my teaching. That's why I'm trying to really break things down so that the average person, the average young person, the average entrepreneur, the average Web2 professional can relate and not get scared. But when you come in, I mean, it's a foot in the right direction. When you come in, you can go deeper in the knowledge and understanding of this entire ecosystem. So I'll stop with tokens for this particular conversation, which is the sixth key component of the entire blockchain space. Many blockchain systems have their own native tokens, and this is the most popular application or component of the entire blockchain system. People know cryptocurrencies. You see, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. I didn't mention cryptos. This is the sixth component, and this is the most popular because, in some way, it delivers extra money to people's pockets, right? But basically, you need to understand that it's just a component, right? It's like one of 100 of the possibilities in the entire blockchain space. Many blockchain systems have their own native tokens, which are used to facilitate transactions on the network and incentivize nodes to participate in the validation process. These tokens can have a variety of use cases, from serving as a means of payment to representing ownership in a particular asset, right? Okay, so I'm going to now move on to talk about the challenges. So I will skip the types of blockchain networks, public, private, consortiums, and the rest. so that I don't bore the heaven out of some of our listeners and viewers today. And remember, just like our host, Mr. Jaffe says, if you have a question and you want to understand this entire system, you want to have more clarity based on the topic and the conversation we're having, remember to put them in the chat box so I will handle them after my brief session. And no question is dumb. Feel free to ask any question, and we're going to be patient to attend to you as much as we can. Right. So here are some of the benefits of blockchain for the public sector, because there is a public sector, there is a private sector. So let's see what we can do. Okay, just a second. A lot of people on my contact are asking for the link. So I'm trying to see how to share this live. Okay. Oh, thank you, Mr. Jaffet. Just give me a moment, guys. Let me quickly share on my platform so that a lot of people can benefit as we are doing here. Okay, just one moment. Just one moment. Remember to note your questions uh, so that we can attend to them, basically. Yes. Okay, so where we are, we're talking about what are the benefits for the public sector. There are benefits for the public sector. So let's ride. Now, first of all, we know the climate where we live in. Corruption is a big deal. Corruption is a big deal. You know, especially now that we are really clamoring for accountability. We're clamoring for transparency, leadership in government, and I can tell you, blockchain offers an opportunity for increased transparency. Blockchain solution, right? Provides increased transparency and accountability in procurement process, in leadership, in accounting, in financial management, what have you, right? But procurement process is just the first illustration that you can see on the screen, right? Blockchain technology allows for a tamper-proof distributed ledger. Now, when you hear distributed ledger in your head, just replace it with accounting system, right? When you hear distributed ledger, just replace it with accounting system. It provides you that tamper proof, meaning that you cannot tamper with the record once uploaded. It makes it immutable, right? An example of how blockchain technology can improve transparency in the public sector is through the use of public blockchain. Now, I skipped the part where I talked about the different kinds of blockchains. Those are more intensive conversations. But basically, a public blockchain is a transparent and open system that anyone can access and verify. This can be useful in ensuring transparency in government operations, such as tracking the use of public funds or monitoring the voting process and etc. All right, I'm not going to just dwell too much on there, just to manage time. Second benefit is improved efficiency and transparency in government operations. One example of how blockchain technology can improve efficiency in the public sector is through the use of smart contracts. All right, you eliminate waste, you eliminate time, you save time rather. You eliminate waste, you save time, and you heighten speed, right? Also, you heighten security of operations when you work with smart contracts. And smart contract, like I explained briefly earlier, are basically self-executing instructions, right? With the terms of the government, or sorry, with the terms of agreement between the buyer and the seller, or between the sender and receiver, as the case may be, being directly written into lines of codes, right? Cryptographic programming is a high mathematical formula that programmers use to deploy all of this. It means that the transaction can automatically be verified on its own, can be executed, can be enforced, can be initiated without the need for third parties, without the need for intermediaries. And with this alone, you cut overhead costs, you save time, you increase efficiency, you increase transparency, in leadership, in governance, in management, or what have you, right? I hope you're getting some form of value. Let's see. Okay, of this to my social media. All right. Okay, so let's make some more progress. The third benefit that I have here is the enhanced security for sensitive data and transactions. I'll say that again. Enhanced security for sensitive data and transactions. Now, one of the most significant benefits of implementing blockchain technology in the public sector today is enhanced security. I know I've hinted on this before, but I'll say it again. This security is for sensitive data and sensitive transactions. This is due to the decentralized nature of blockchain technology. And if you dig deep, you see that it allows you to create tamper-proof and very secure records, which we cannot overemphasize, right? Secure voting system, that's another benefit right there. Digital identity verification is another benefit right there. Blockchain technology can be used to secure or create secure digital identities that can be used for a variety of purposes, including accessing government services, voting, conducting financial transactions, and etc. Right? These are very, very vital activities that we can benefit from if we use um, blockchain technology. With such a technology, you can reduce the quality of corruption, you can reduce the character, you can't eliminate, right? You can reduce the character of evil or the character of corruption, or the character of like being lackadaisical or laxity, and eliminate certain things that you do not need in a system. It's really interesting. But then that is if the particular quarters demanding to use is really ready for all of the drama. I say that rightly. So one very fascinating benefit I find, especially when I am privileged to consult for businesses, is the fact that you can use blockchain for supply chain management, right? It still boils down to transparency and proper accountability. Blockchain tech can be used to create a secure, transparent supply chain that allows real-time tracking of the movement of products, goods, and services and materials, etc. Right? Can help to prevent fraud, counterfeiting, and ensure that goods are delivered to the intended destinations at the right time, in the right quantity, at the right quality as well. Right? So very, very important. Supply chain management. Land registration. My Lagos people. Omo Nile. With blockchain technology, you take care of some of these concerns and some of these bottlenecks when it comes to real estate, when it comes to land disputes and all of that. There are some countries that already started putting their real estate documentation and locking them, encrypting them on the blockchain. So you don't have problems about land disputes. You don't have um, you know data data conflicts, right? Or ownership, conflict in ownership of properties, real estate properties, and blockchain just helps you eliminate all of those bottlenecks. So let me jump right. Better fraud prevention. With this alone, trust me, a lot of crime has moved from Web 2 to Web 3, has moved from offline to online, and even online it has moved from Web 2 to Web 3. So there is a lot of money in the Web 3 that are creeping the dark web, and there are tools, forensic tools that you can leverage on the blockchain platform to prevent some of these frauds. Enhance civic engagement. These are some of the benefits. I need to run faster now. Improve citizen engagement and service delivery. This is another benefit. And basically maintaining public health data and also property tax management. Apart from property tax management, just say tax management in general. These are improved citizen engagement, right? That you can leverage blockchain tech to improve or to uh, foster. Even public transportation management, government procurement management, better facilitate a leveraging blockchain solutions. Okay, so I'm done talking about the benefits. I'll quickly rush through the challenges and then we'll take our questions. Okay, I hope you're ready for us with your questions. So, what are the challenges and limitations of implementing blockchain tech? Basically, in this conversation, I'm just using the public sector because we are streaming live to the public. We don't know who's going to storm, who's going to come on this platform and just watch this video. So that's why I'm really talking about the public sector, basically, and it applies also to private sector and for SMEs. But I feel like not much is being said or done about how blockchain can actually improve the public sector. And that's why we're having the bottlenecks of regulation that we're having today. So if there is, I believe, having engaged with certain quarters and decision making bodies, I believe it's a knowledge gap. If proper knowledge is shared, we're not going to be having all these issues, and there will be proper regulatory policies being drawn, especially now that there is going to be a change in government. Proper regulatory policies should be drawn to engage stakeholders and industry actors so that we find ways and means to explore blockchain technology and improve Africa, improve Nigeria, improve our communities, better the lives of our citizens. That's one passion that I have as a blockchain product consultant, right? Now, what are the challenges? Here are some of the challenges and limitations implementing blockchain. Okay, number one, the technical challenges such as interoperability and scalability. I'll speak about this a little bit. Now, interoperability refers to more like the ability of different systems or platforms to communicate and exchange data with each other. Now, in the case of blockchain, interoperability means that different blockchain networks or systems should be able to store data and communicate with each other seamlessly. This is important in the public sector because different government agencies and departments use different systems to store and manage data. Now, if these systems cannot communicate with each other, it can lead to inefficiencies, delay in procurement or processing of data, redundancies, and errors in data management, right? How many of you have worked to a company in a particular office, especially in our higher institutions, and you say you want this document? They can actually do something right there to give you that document, but they will tell you go to so office, go and request for that document. And then you go there, they tell you, oh, sorry, it's not in our duty to give you that document. But meanwhile, they still tell you, sorry, go to block 4. Tell them those are the people in charge. Those are some of the human interference that we're gonna be having technical challenges such as interoperability. So even though this is the entire blockchain, it's in compartments. If you study the different kinds of blockchain, enterprise, public, and private, and all of that, you see that we might still have some bottlenecks when we start using this in the public sector, right? But I mean, there is no mountain that we can't climb or surmount. So there will definitely be a solution for this, right? So yes, for example, imagine a scenario where a citizen wants to apply for passport. So this is a very practical scenario, right? The passport office may use a different blockchain system than the immigration department. Now, if these systems cannot communicate with each other, the citizen may have to provide the same information multiple times, leading to delays and frustration, right? So we have to be careful if we're actually going to apply this thing. We must be careful to ensure that these blockchains are interoperable, like they complement each other, right? And then scalability is another challenge, which refers to the ability of a system to handle or increase amounts of data, to handle increasing amounts of data and users without compromising its performance. So we don't stop hearing, oh, network is down, this, and that. If we're going to do this, then we can as well make sure that we are using systems that are scalable. And in the case of blockchain, scalability is a challenge because as more people use the network, the amount of data that needs to be processed and stored increases exponentially. And it can lead to slow transaction. We've seen that in the Bitcoin network, as fantastic as the Bitcoin network is. We've seen that in the Ethereum network. We've seen that in the Binance Chain network. We've seen that in Arbitrum network. We've seen that in ZK network. So this is not just one new challenge, but it is a challenge that's like a common denominator in all of the blockchain, be it enterprise, public, private, etc. Right? So you can take note of that. And if you're here, you're a builder, you're a developer, this is an opportunity for you because innovation always attracts money. And if you find solutions to some of these issues of scalability, you're going to be in wealth. Just like Vitalik Buterin, cracked the Bitcoin code and built Ethereum, and today he's a billionaire, right? Now, so let me quickly jump that. Now, another challenge is regulatory challenges such as data privacy and security. We're going to be encountering this as a challenge if we decide or if we choose to deploy blockchain tech, especially in the public sector for the purpose of this conversation, right? Data privacy and security. One of the biggest challenges is data privacy and security, honestly, because even though blockchain is designed to be immutable, meaning that once a transaction is recorded, it cannot be altered and deleted. This makes it very secure, but also it also means that any personal or sensitive data that is recorded on the blockchain could be there forever. Not could, will be there forever, potentially accessible to anyone who has access to the blockchain network. Now, that's why we have block explorers and all of that. So, are you ready to deal with this as an organization, as a sector, as a parastatal, as a company? Are you ready to deal with this? But though that's why we have enterprise blockchain, public and private. So you decide the particular one you deploy to help you grow and scale your business. So let me run again. Organizational challenges such as cultural resistance. Cultural resistance. In my journey of consulting for certain companies, I've seen this a lot. Organizational challenges such as cultural resistance and skill gaps. A very big challenge in implementing blockchain technology in the public sector is cultural resistance and skills gap. It means that people may be resistant to change. They are used to their paper filing, they're used to their Microsoft Excel, they're used to their writing on paper and keeping data and records because not everybody can adapt to change. And you want a system that everybody is aggregated on the platform, the data is being populated on that platform is immutable, everything is traceable. So not everybody is going to accept this change in culture, right? Change in culture. Cultural resistance refers to the reluctance of people within an organization, within a parastatal, within a society, within a company, right, to change their established ways of doing things. In the case of blockchain technology, this can be a significant obstacle because it represents a major shift in the way transactions are going to be done in that company. So, or in that public sector or in that parastatal. Yeah, anyways, it can lead to resistance, like I said before, and also the skill gap refers to the lack of knowledge or expertise within an organization that is necessary to implement and use blockchain technology effectively. I can tell you guys there is a short supply of skilled people in Web3. And as a young person, as a growing entrepreneur, there are opportunities growing every day based on your talent level. Do an inventory of your talents. Find ways and means to just heighten what you're already good at, what you're already doing. Right? I'm not a very tech person. There are people who are tech people. Right? Find a way to just participate in the ecosystem, find where you fit in, build a skill there, and take your place so that you don't become a blast from the past. Because a lot of skill is needed. There's a short supply of developers, there's a short supply of auditors, of investigators, of compliance personnel, even educationists like me. There's a short supply. Not everybody can explain this entire thing the way I'm able to, or the way Mr. Jaffet is able to. So this is a growing ecosystem, and the skill gap is also a challenge because sometimes you're building a product and you don't even have the right skill, the right set of staffing, the kind of people you need to build that product. You're lacking in that skill area. People who are going to maintain the network, who are going to maintain the whole program, you need them. So you need to start building skill. You're watching this, whether you're in Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, wherever you are in the world, as a young African, as a European, wherever you are, find a way to start learning about blockchain and find a way to know where you fit in and create a niche for yourself because your skill will be needed in this Web3 ecosystem. And if you do that, you're going to be in luck because companies will hire you and pay you what you're worth. Trying to round up now. So, yeah, basically, if a government agency wants to use blockchain technology to improve the transparency and efficiency of procurement processes, you can use the blockchain platform. However, employees who are used to traditional procurement methods may be resistant to the change, like I said before. Now, to overcome this, the agency could offer training programs to help employees understand the benefits of blockchain, which is kind of like my job. I do that a lot, right? And it's a big problem that I'm solving, helping people to adapt to this new technology and helping them understand the concept, right? And if you are like that, you have a company, you have an organization, you lead a parastatal, lead a society, a club, or something, and you need to help your people adapt to this change. That's why experts like us, Hebron Academy, my company. We do training intensives and we can help you establish a new culture based on a knowledge based intervention. And eventually, your cause and your concerns will be met. So that will be the zenith and the height of my presentation. And thank you once again, Mr. Jaffet, for hosting me and inviting me to be on your platform. Thank you so much. I believe everyone who has watched so far has learned a thing or two. So feel free to ask your questions. I'll be happy to provide answers to you as I can. God bless you.
Wow, thank you very much, Doctor. I know I've been writing, I've like written almost 2 pages here. I know I have to go back and watch the video again, but it has been awesome. With all the answers you have already started dropping before the questions, it shows that there is a future, and you have given us hope that yes, there's opportunity in this industry, and we can be able to make use of it. That you have talked about a lot of benefits from transparency to increasing efficiency, voting system, and a lot. In fact, I was just thinking, imagine we used blockchain for voting in Nigeria. I think we would have had one of the biggest reasons to adopt to adopt
Honestly,
blockchain, because
honestly,
I don't know how that fight would have finished, because almost everybody will be able to verify that. So but these are things that, despite we're seeing the benefits, I think it brings us down to issues that why is this not really being adopted that quick? Is there political reasons? Are there personal interests? Because if these things are saying we do this and we can provide this, then what are the reasons why people don't want to accept it? Why are governments still reluctant? Is it because the government has been trying to cheat all along, or have there been some personal interest in accepting technology? So I'll just ask some of these questions to it's going to be I'll try to compound that's from me. Recently, I think 2 years ago, Kola Aina and some other top people in the fintech and blockchain space had to approach SEC and meet that to try to see how do we, the government, accept blockchain and cryptocurrency. And immediately they went there. The next week, we saw the ban came from CBN. Like it was like, because you guys came, we are going to even ban the entire crypto space now for Nigeria, and it was something else. Early this year or late last year, we saw some group of people again went to meet that secretary. We don't need to mention names. And last 2 weeks, or is it last week, we're hearing that okay, the blockchain, digital blah blah currency blah uh, has been approved. They also wrote a lot of grammars that the layman doesn't even understand. We don't even know if you are saying you are supporting crypto or not supporting crypto, or you are supporting the use of blockchain. It was just a big grammar saying this and this, we are accepting it. That's just one part. So are people playing politics with this? Are people playing the self-interest? Are people taking their companies? Or what is happening behind the scene? That's one. Then secondly, we are seeing a lot of youth going into this. Uh, a lot of banks are coming in to say, no, we don't support this transaction. We are seeing the issue that's happening from different banking sector. And a lot of you are using this opportunity to make money. A lot of banks have closed a lot of people, users' accounts because of crypto-related transactions. So do we still see a conflict between the normal traditional way of banking with this new technology? How do they even find a way to merge? Because if one is trying to come up and the other one is striving innovation and striving adoption, then that can be another challenge, because adoption will find it so difficult for it to penetrate. Then the third, we have to look at education. You say, thank you, because you have come from the aspect of being someone that has taught different people, different mindsets, different communities. And we're seeing a lot of people complain because they believed in a particular mentor, went in for a business, invest their money, and they lost money. The next 2 weeks, the same mentor comes up with another program telling you this will give you 200x. We all gather our money, we'll go in the next 3, 4, 5 weeks. The same thing happens again. Now, these people are out there saying we are teaching, we are mentors, we are bringing education, and at the same time, people are losing hope because people are losing money. So how do you really think people can go in there and make sure that even the education sector that is coming in to support blockchain is being done in a fair way that doesn't require people to lose their money? Because if you don't even understand why you are teaching people, why are bringing investment that possibly you don't even understand because of your personal gains, and people begin to lose money. So how do you look at this thing from the political and down to even how we affect it with the education? As our questions become start coming in, then you start answering those ones. I don't know, maybe you're able to get
Okay,
stories
I will
around it.
try. If I forget any, I will just ask you again. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Jaffet, for this very intelligent question. Okay, so for me, I'm of the opinion that before, prior to this point, the conversation hasn't gone in the right direction. But interacting, with some industry leaders and stakeholders, I'm convinced that the conversation has been going the right direction now. I mean, for the recent times, I must applaud the likes of Convexity Blockchain Hub, that are doing a lot of engagements, and brands like Mara are doing a lot of engagements. I consult and work with Mara, and then also Hebron Academy, your organization, also engaging the public. So with lots of this conversation, lots of these industry stakeholders having conversations with the right government agencies, with the right industry stakeholders, the trajectory is changing and the narrative is changing. And I can tell you that more than before, it's never been this way. More than before, the government is more open-minded. They're having more listening ears to the possibilities in the blockchain and crypto space, right? I'd like to just extract the word crypto out and just stick to blockchain, right, for this conversation. And for the second question, one of the major challenges is the fact that the crypto part has been overly emphasized more than the technology itself, forgetting that the crypto is more like one of 1,000% of possibilities in the blockchain space. It's just that as the country that is like quote unquote capital of poverty, that's what they say. When you go out there, they say Nigeria is the most poor, is the poorest nation in the world. So a lot of people are looking for alternatives to make money. So that's why in Nigeria here it looks as if people are looking for ways and means to make money with cryptocurrencies as against focusing on the technology itself, which has basically been my focus since 2021. Up from 2016 to 2021, it was more about understanding the tech, how to make money through cryptos and all that. But from 2021, for me and those that I represent in my community, I've started insisting and stressing on the need to build products, the need to build solutions, the need to become an influencer in the technology, in the blockchain tech space, the need to become a stakeholder, to own a pie of the cake, right? So I feel like if more conversations are driven that are in the direction of the technology to build real life and real time solutions, as against just talking about the currency or the tokens, which are just like offshoots of interacting in the blockchain space. I feel the mindset will be different and we'll be able to drive a better narrative because, truth be told, the way all of us, including me inclusive, the way we all encounter cryptos or blockchain, let me say, the way we all of us encounter blockchain is through the Ponzi system, right? From MMM to this to that. That was how it was when we started. I didn't do MMM though, but it was when I say we as a country, it was when we as a country started to interact with this Ponzi platform. Because of the means of payment was Bitcoin, we got introduced to Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin was powered by blockchain, we got introduced to blockchain. Now, let us now leave aside the Ponzi platforms and the Bitcoin and focus on the technology that powers all of these things. If we as a country, as a continent, as leaders, as entrepreneurs, begin to picture that technology and look at ways and means we can create solutions from that and drive that narrative, because when you do that enough, definitely the currency or the tokens part, you're going to also be um, you're going to also benefit from all of that activity. So I feel like because of many stories, imagine you do know how many the number of court cases, number of investigation, the number of petitions that land in the quarters of security agencies, across the country, that are crypto related. So it's because of this feedback, I believe, that they decide to, okay, is to start banning, to start, because of a knowledge gap, they didn't know how to respond to it. When you don't understand a concept, you put an emblem of scam on it, you put an emblem of dissatisfaction on it, and that's basically people respond based on their level of awareness and based on their level of knowledge. And the government needs to um, be more enlightened, more educated. That's why I'm glad we're having such conversation, because anybody can stumble on this and pick up some valuable lessons. And before now, like I started with, the conversation has been different. But in the few months, right, I can tell you there have been back-to-back engagements, conversations, that personally I have been doing with certain agencies, and I know companies like Convexity Blockchain have been doing that, and I know a couple of other fantastic industry stakeholders and actors are doing as well. And the right quarters are beginning to pay attention. They're beginning to understand this whole thing, and we will see all of that playing out in the new policies that are going to be coming in, and hopefully, it's going to help change the narrative. A new document was just released, and it's blockchain projects is been approved. In fact, parastatals in government now can actually now start, onboarding whatever solution they have on the blockchain, and that's a good step in the right direction, right? But there's still no so much conversation on cryptos. But eventually, you can't have blockchain without cryptos because they are like rice and beans. They move together. So I believe that is a good way to go. For the third question, yeah, I feel that community leaders or influencers, crypto influencers, can do better uh, in terms of educating their community members and their followers, and not paint the crypto space as a get rich quick system or as a lifestyle showcase only kind of system. When you do it like that, you send the wrong message. And when people come in with that narrative, they feel like 3 months, 6 months down the line, 1 year down the line, 2 year down the line, their result level is not like yours. Your result level as a community leader, as a founder, they get discouraged, and their reality negates the story that they were sold, right? And they start feeling like they were shortchanged, or they were scammed, or they were sold the wrong story. So I feel like we should push more of education first, enlighten people. That's why personally I'm big on education, and I've not been doing um, so much of pushing the crypto things. I'm pushing more of the blockchain, because eventually, when people understand the tech, understand everything, the basics, they will do well with the whole crypto thing, and people will know that the best way to even make money from this space is when you are knowledgeable and you are able to build a product, or you're able to take advantage of an existing product and make money out of it. And the first movers are always people who are knowledgeable, people who have insider information. Is always knowledge. It's knowledge. So whatever it is, I think community leaders should focus on knowledge, should focus on understanding trends, should focus on communicating that knowledge, and jumping into the trends as quick as possible. And then eventually the results will be better. And personally, it's something I'm doing, and um, I encourage community leaders, community founders to do the same thing, as well. So yeah, basically that's my response to the question so far.
No. So thank you very much for that for that answers. I think I was able to compound it, but thank you for splitting and answering the questions accordingly. Thank you very much for that. And you have said one thing: education is key. We should force or push in the education first, and every other gains will really follow it. And that's really awesome, Doctor. Thank you very much. So questions are already coming in. One is already from Mr. Imo Masterpiece. Please, if you are watching live, ask your questions. If people were asking on the WhatsApp group, I'll just take few questions from the WhatsApp group. Kindly ask your question live so that everyone can see. He said, are quantum computers and computing a danger to blockchain technology? And that's one. Uh, then the other one is, so you have walked through the space with different communities, and yes, you have talked about different challenges. what are the key challenges that also affected you while starting your journey? So, what are the key
Okay,
challenges you
first
faced?
question: are quantum computers and computing a danger to blockchain technology? I don't know, but you can find out on YouTube, on Google, and do your research on that. But personally, I don't know if quantum computers or computing they are danger to blockchain technology. I'm not a know-it-all, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm a know-it-all. So I do not know the answer to that question. So kindly do more research on that, and I'm sure you will find materials online that would educate you in that direction, Mr. Imo. Yeah.
Yes,
So thank you for that very intelligent question. So secondly, you asked the question, sir. Um, sir, Mr. Jaffet, you asked me a
yes,
question. I forgot
yes.
what I was answering.
That's the question for me.
Yeah.
You said, what are the key challenges you faced while going into the industry as a speaker and also a consultant that helped a lot of startups? What are the challenges?
Oh, okay. Challenges. Woo. Top of my head, the challenges. It was mostly about the challenges I had going as a speaker, not coming in as a as someone who's using and leveraging the crypto and blockchain products. Well, as a speaker, is basically people who didn't know my brand or didn't know what I was capable of. Because okay, yes, I remember the challenge now. My background is in life coaching, right? And people coming to see, oh, Dr. Talle teaching blockchain. It was people. I know a lot of people on Facebook are probably still trying to wrap their minds around the transition, but I'm a multi-potentialite, and I think I've communicated that for many years. And I think that was one of the challenge, the perception that okay, what was this guy that used to do coaching, life coaching, talent development, and talent discovery for young people, leadership, but it was a big of challenge having to deal with people who knew me as that brand, and then eventually transitioning or they are seeing me talking about blockchain. So that mental shift, I think it was something I needed to deal with. So I had to communicate my level of intelligence, my level of expertise, at a capacity to be able to get people to plug to my source or to be able to get people to book me in for speaking engagements, for consulting gigs, and all of that. And it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work to do, but I thank God for grace and inshallah we're here and we're still doing the work. In certain quarters or certain people still don't know your capacity. You still have to show brilliance. You still have to communicate a level of power, so that they can plug into your source and say, "Oh, I need this. What this person have." So I think that was one of the challenge having to deal with people who knew me before and seeing the new brand I was about. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. So we have to put a lot of work into it. That's a lot of what you have been saying. That it doesn't just
Yes,
come. A
sir.
lot of you are just seeing Dr. Tali here, Dr. Dali there. There needs to be a place for us to work, build our personal brand, and we need to just keep showing up, showing what we do, and helping people learn. In that process, we tend to become better in it. So thank you very much for that wonderful answer to the question. Then another question is, uh, you have built a community which is crypto elites. What are the core value of crypto elites, and how do you think it has been all through the years with the community? So I think this person must be a community, someone handling community too. So he wants to understand
Yeah.
how do you manage. Possibly you have had projects that had failed, introduced projects that possibly had failed in the community. So how do you manage the community that has to do with blockchain, and what is your journey so far with crypto elites?
All right. So when you lead a community like I do, you're going to see all sorts. The members in the community might not see, what we at the level of leadership see. So we have a helicopter view, we see everything, and it's been heck of a journey from 2017 till now. It's been both interesting, annoying, exciting, boring. It is in circles, but the vision and the passion, right? The vision and the passion is what in fact is what makes it more interesting. Right from time, the vision was to raise a global tribe of crypto millionaires. Because I having to deal with people who are multi-talented, multi-gifted, multi-passionate, I figure that people always have this challenge of finances. So I was looking for a ways and means to show them how they can build up funds and then pour that funds into something they are talented in or something they are passionate about or something they have a gift. And that vision has kept me and kept I've been able to communicate that vision with uh, the people that I work closely with. And that vision also, many of them have their own micro communities within the crypto elite community. We have Noah Hackman, we have Mr. Hartwell, we have lots of other people having their community, but they are still within the community and they understand that vision and they worked with it. And that vision has kept me. And one of the challenges is managing the humans, the human resource management part of the community. If you're not patient, if you're not full of love, your heart is not full of love, if you're not tolerant, trust me, don't even go near community management because you're going to see all sorts. People are going to misunderstand you. People are going to misunderstand your effort. People are going to treat your effort with levity. People are going to not appreciate you. And but the part of the good part is that lots of people also are going to appreciate you. Lots of people are going to recommend you. Lots of people are going to sing your praises. People are going to support you. And the same people that you're fighting for, many of them will not support you. Will not, in capital letters, support you. But if you're waiting for that to keep building, you're not even ready because they were not the ones that made you to start. It was the vision you have in your heart and the passion that made you to start that community. And it is only that vision and that passion which is God given and God breathed. It is only that can sustain you in your journey of building a community. So please don't do that. Don't start a community or start building something because you want to make money. The money you're going to make it, but there are other things that will come that you will just lose taste of the entire thing. So what has been keeping us 5 years plus is the passion and the vision to see people succeed. Because nothing stops me today from shutting down crypto elite. I have my knowledge to myself. I have I have my connect, I have my network. I can sit and trade my crypto, get my information, do my research. I get phone calls from industry leaders. I can do that on my own and I will be fine. So why am I still pushing crypto? It is the passion and the vision. And if you don't have it, you don't have it, right? So that is it basically. Make sure that you have a vision and make sure you are passionate about that vision because honestly, truth be told, passion without vision can be scamming. Passion can scam you. You can be passionate about a thing, it will lead you astray, literally. Like you wake up one day, you're in a desert, you'll be like, how did I get here? Passion led you there. You passionately was led astray. So please ensure that apart from the passion, there is a vision and that vision only comes from God. If it's not from God, it's an ambition and it's selfish. And when you encounter bottlenecks, you're going to be frustrated, right? So that's my advice to you. Stay consistent, have a vision, and let that passion
Exactly.
drive that vision.
Wow.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, Doctor. You have had, I think from this question, you have been able to even answer a lot that has to do with some of the questions here from the WhatsApp group. Please, if you are watching live and you are not possibly on our WhatsApp group, you can drop your questions on the comments or in the comment section so that Doctor will be able to see it live. Most of the questions you have asked, I think maybe some of them didn't join the meeting early. So I'll just advise everyone to kindly watch the video again and you'll be able to see a lot that has been discussed around the benefits and challenges. So there's no need for us to keep going back to ask what are the benefits. That's what Doctor have answered on. So we just need to watch the videos again. A lot of people are joining in now, but we have our own time to use. So Doctor, thank you very much for that. Before you go, there's always one question I always ask every speaker, and it's very important. And the
Okay.
question is AI. And listen, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, sir. Very well, sir. I can hear you.
So the question is very important that every speaker I think here has to answer because AI is here and it's one of the things that is raising a lot of eyebrows now. A lot of people are scared, from writers to educators to in fact programmers that have programmed the AI are getting scared. Elon Musk is even part of the people that's concerned about AI. So we're in a country where people are even finding it. Some people have not left Web 1 to Web 2. We're in Web, and now AI is taking us to another new web. So, doctor, it's very important.
Yeah.
I know this is a topic that possibly a speaker like you can take the whole day to talk about AI. But since we have little time available, I think it's very important because people are coming in. You are talking about, let's learn how to give value. Let's learn how to do. Possibly someone will say, I want to give value by learning graphics, someone by learning content
Yeah.
writing, by market research, data analysis, uh, several things, programming, or whatsoever. All those skills you have listed, already we are getting AIs that are even doing these skills very faster. So, sir, this is a very good question. I just promised myself that every speaker will have to say it. You have to find a way to explain this to our people in Nigeria, sir. People that have not even jumped into Web3. Should we go back to the farm, or what's in for us in tech again?
We go to the village. All right, so I mean, it's a crazy thing. A decade ago, which was funny enough, 2013. 2013 looks like yesterday, but it's actually a decade ago. We weren't having to deal with such things. The possibility of AI function in this capacity was not even a popular opinion, a popular thought at the time, right? But today it's here and it's here to stay. So, first of all, I'd like to start by saying that AI is a new normal. But then I like to be honest and very simple in my analysis. If you look at AI, what does it really depict? Look at the two words. It says artificial, artificial intelligence. So the second word is intelligent, very, very intelligent. What kind of intelligence is it? Intelligence is it? What kind of intelligence does it bring? What kind of intelligence does it offer? What kind of service or product does it offer? It is what? Artificial. So the best it can be. It is fantastic. It is phenomenal. It is mind blowing. It is out of this world. It is innovative. But the best it can be is what? Artificial. So I wouldn't want people to be scared to say, let's go back to the village, let's go on farm. No, right? AI will not replace you. Trust me. Well, this is my opinion. I believe AI will not replace you. But at the same time, I believe that the person that knows how best to use AI can replace you. So you see, there's a different mindset, different paradigm. So AI, I
Mm,
believe AI will not replace. Let me make it general. AI may not necessarily replace all professionals, but I believe some professionals that are efficient with AI will replace these other professionals that are not
mm,
efficient with AI, because at the best it can be is artificial. It still needs the coordination of a reality, the coordination of a real subject, of a real entity for it to function best. Guess
mm,
what I did yesterday? With the whole madness, because I've spent the last 4 nights, I've not been sleeping at night. I sleep early in the morning from 5 a.m. to maybe 9, 10, and then I start my day because I've been doing certain research in the BRC20 ecosystem, the crazy ecosystem right now. So I was talking to ChatGPT. I said, bros, Alpha, tell me what you know about BRC20. Do you know ChatGPT was telling me about BEP20? And he was saying it so passionately and erroneously as though he's saying the right thing. So you
wow.
see, yeah, he was giving me information about BP20. And ChatGPT did not have any clue about BRC20 ecosystem. So
Mm,
I laughed, I laughed. So guess what? That data has not been imputed by a real intelligence. The best it could be is artificial. So now, once that data has been imputed by a human, it can
mm,
now serve other humans. So be at the best of your game, increase in knowledge, increase in capacity,
mm,
increase in your gifting, increase in your skill, increase in your core area of strength, competence. And I
Yes.
tell you, no AI. The best they can do is to come and clone you or come and use a virtual reality of you to do something. Yeah, but it still comes back to you. It still comes back to you. Why have they not cloned Messi? If it's so easy, they should create an AI of Messi, right?
Exactly.
And buy the AI Messi, deploy him, duplicate him into 24, 10 players Messi in the first squad, and another 10, I'll be 12, another 12 in the extra players list.
Exactly.
You can't do that. If it was possible, it will.
Mm.
So, but and an AI, Messi's skills and characters can be uploaded on an AI, and that AI will teach or train other players in another club, somewhere in South Africa, somewhere in Zimbabwe, somewhere in Nigeria, and that AI will deploy Messi's skills to those players, and they will practice as though it's Messi that is there, because they
Mm.
cannot afford to have Messi train them. But that AI will train them, and they'll be good if they train for 2 years with that Messi's AI. You see, now it's not the AI that is replacing you. It's the fact that some people that knows how to use AI are
Mm.
now deploying that AI to their advantage. So all of these things, God allowed and gave permission for humans to create and innovate. Right? The only thing He has not given permission for is to give life. You can't give life.
Exactly.
If God can, if God decides to, He will permit it, but He has that ability to innovate it, to deploy that solution. God has not permitted it. But
Mm.
expect even scarier technology, scarier innovation than AI. Expect more. AI is still learning. There's other things that are going to come. But if you know yourself, you just evolve with the trend, up your skill, heighten your skill, you know, uh, 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 increase your capacity, and you'll be indispensable regardless. There can never be a better Dr. Talle.
Exactly.
If the person is intelligent, well, has spoken well, good, well, eloquent, well, but it is not, it can be artificial Dr. Talle. It's not real Dr. Talle.
Mm.
So AI is here to stay and it's a new normal. But let's learn more on how to leverage AI, in all that we do, in our businesses, in everything that we do. So that's my that's my thoughts on AI. I'm
Wow.
not
So,
scared.
so thank you very much, Doctor, for giving us hope not to go back to the village.
Thank you for having
Uh,
me.
we should use AI to even learn better and become masters in our
Yes,
skill set. That's the only way we
yes,
can remain relevant. So, the key one you have said, the speaker said yesterday, same thing. He said, if you don't use AI, someone will use AI and replace you. So, at the end of the day,
yeah,
just like the saying that say, now man to man. So, it will be man using AI to do man's wrong thing again at the end of the day. So, if we don't
yeah,
use AI, we'll be hurting our own self because a fellow man like us, we use the technology and outsmart us. So thank you very much for this wonderful time, Doctor. Thank you for all the answers you have given to our questions. Thank you for taking our time. I know how busy you can be. To be able to create
sure.
our time for the community, we really appreciate it. This session. A lot of people are joining in now, uh, but we have to come to an end because you have already finished giving us all the value for this particular topic. So I will advise everyone to kindly go back and watch the video again.
Watch the
This
recording.
video is going to be bundled and also shared on the Hebron store for Hebron store for free. Like last year, we have 2022 version of the Hebron blockchain for all series. You have that for free for every community member to use. So this year's edition also will be coupled and to be given to different communities to watch for free. One of the things we are so grateful is that this video is going to stand the test of time. 10 years from now, we'll be glad to say we had a wonderful speaker like Dr. Talle to have given us advice on this is the trajectory or where the current economy or where the current technology stack is going, and we'll all make reference to it and say thank you again once more. So thank you very much, Dr. Talle. We really appreciate you. Thank you, Pluto Airlines, for allowing your top organ to come and share this knowledge with us. It's really priceless for us. We can't pay you, but we can just say thank you because we know you value education and we don't take that for
Sure.
granted at Hebron and the entire community. So before you go, Dr. Talle, please you just give us your parting words and we call it a day. Thank you very much.
I should give you my word.
Your last word or your parting word of advice
Okay,
for
okay, my parting words. Okay,
yeah,
be true to yourself, guys. And the conversation we had today is around understanding blockchain, the challenges and the benefits. Let's not forget that that's the core conversation. So, I like to see more people understanding blockchain. I'd like to see more people taking advantage of the technology. I'd like to see more people doing an upskill and upgrading their already existing skills or building skills in the line that we talked about and leveraging those skills to make impact, make income, and build influence. So remember that anything is possible. You put your mind to it, you can do it. I wasn't a very techy person, but here am I. Here I am rather, heralding the good news of blockchain. And and there are more trainings I'm taking. I'm building myself, building my capacity so I can be more, I can serve more, and make more impact, more income, and create more. Thank you for staying with me. Stay with
thank you,
us on
sir.
this conversation. And thank you to Mr. Jalfred Johnson. Thank you
Thank you very
for
much.
hosting me and trusting me with your platform. I appreciate that and I value that. Thank you for all that you do at Hebron Academy. To all the team members at Hebron Academy, thank you for standing by, Mr. Jaffet. God bless
Thank you.
you. Till I see you next
Thank,
time. Bye.
thank you, sir, and do have a wonderful night, everyone. Enjoy your